Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Katrina Rasbold and Friends. As I mentioned many times, it almost seems like bait at this point, and it's not. I have a lot of people I'm going to be interviewing on the show, and a lot of those are set up already, so that's exciting stuff that's to come. I've already interviewed Delina, and then other people are coming too, but I thought it was only fair that I ask myself the same set of interview questions I start each interview with. So I'm going to do that. So I'm interviewing myself. Thanks for being here and checking out what we're doing here at katrinarasbold.com. And I hate to be so predictable, but I'm hoping that you'll enjoy it enough that you want to stick around and subscribe and comment a little bit in the comment section if you like what I'm doing here. So the first question that I ask people is, what do you think happens to you when you die? Now, I actually wrote an entire book on this. It's actually a mini book, like a little novella, but it's called The Dance Card, and it's on Amazon.com. And what I think happens, and there's a whole conversation about this. I've done hour-long discussions about this before, and I don't want to bog this interview down with that. But I think we come back and we live the same life over and over again, like Groundhog Day, until we get it right. I think we make different choices. I think we make some of the same choices. I think there are immutable points that we have to, appointments that we have to connect with. But mostly, I think it's a choose your own adventure book. And then at the end of it, I think we get kind of a satisfaction rating, and that we then go back and try to make it better each time. And that's what I think happens. I think that that's why when we have near-death experiences, people say they're going down a tunnel and they see a light, and that's a person being reborn through the same mother's birth canal, just hitting rewind and doing it again. I think that that's why they say we'll see our loved ones again, because we will, because we're going to live that life again and see our loved ones. And I think that's why we have deja vu about some things. I think that that's why we have people that we meet that we automatically have a repulsion to for no reason whatsoever. They haven't done anything to you. You just know that this person's bad for you. And I think that that's why we meet some people and are just immediately drawn to them and say, that's my person. I'm supposed to know them. So that's what I think happens to us when we die. Now, what happens to us when we get that right and we check off every box and we have the life that we want to live and then we feel successful with when we pass on? What happens next? I don't know. But that's what I think happens when we die. Who in your life was especially influential to you in a positive way? And I put the codicil on there in a positive way because a lot of times the way that people influence us is by showing us what not to do or by being a negative influence in our lives. So, who in my life was a positive influence? Definitely Eric. He has taught me a lot. And one of the things he's taught me is heavy duty compassion and empathy. And he is just a phenomenal presence in my life. My kids all taught me different things. My mother taught me how to cook, which I very much appreciate. My Granny Mitchell taught me how to love because that woman could love unconditionally, and she was just completely made of love. And then I would say I have had a friend named Peggy who was kind of a surrogate mother to me, and she has passed. My mother's passed too. And she was also a really big influence in my life. So those are the people that I have known that have had a really intense um, influence on my life in some way. And there are a lot of professional people that I haven't personally met who had huge influence on me. And my hair is just getting in my face. It's driving me nuts. So I'll just leave it at the people that I've met. And those are the ones I've met who impacted me in a really positive way. What are you most proud of in your life? Proud of my kids. They're amazing people. I'm proud that I've been married for almost 3 decades to the same person. I am proud of the Sisters of Avalon series because, man, I did not think I was going to get that damn thing finished. I thought I was going to straight up George R. R. Martin this thing and leave it unwritten and undone after 3 or 4 books, but I did get all 8 books finished, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm very proud of Crossroads Occult, the store that we had in Stingle Springs. It was a beautiful metaphysical store. I'm proud that we knew when to leave. And one of the things we've always said is the Rasbolds know when it's time to leave a party. And we ended up retiring right before a lot of metaphysical stores in the area were forced out of business due to economic uncertainty and issues. I am I'm proud to still be here. I'm proud that I'm an old fat woman and my body still feels like, now this could be an illusion. Of course, I could die of a stroke tomorrow, but it feels substantial. It feels healthy. It feels vital. And I'm glad to feel that at 64. I'm grateful and proud to be 64, especially when I've outlived both of my parents. And so, yeah, so those are the things I'm proud of in my life. What movie or TV show are you into lately? I watch a lot of TV, and I mean a lot. And it's not like I'm sitting vegged out with a remote control on my couch or in my bed. I have TV going while I'm working sometimes. Just another window on my computer. I watch a lot of streaming shows, and then that's how Eric and I bond at night. Is we sit together and watch TV. So I have 2 sets of shows. I've got the sets of shows that I watch by myself, and I've got the sets of shows that I watch with Eric. And sometimes those overlap in the sense that I'll start watching a show and think, no, I've got to save this because Eric would really like this, and we can watch it together. And then there's some shows I just know he's not going to be into, so I watch those. He's never going to be a person that loves the show called The Midwife, but I did. But he loved Queen Charlotte, so sometimes he likes stuff that I don't expect that he's going to like. But there's a lot of shows that I really, really do love, and most of those are on hiatus right now. I don't have very many shows right now that I'm actively watching because it's this weird lull between shows being available. Now, Delina did have us watch the first episode of Twin Peaks yesterday, which I had never watched. So it just kind of got around me. And I did like it. I liked that first episode. I think I'm going to enjoy watching that. We're watching the resurrection of Dexter, and that's okay. It's something to watch. It's kind of repetitious, because he's come back in so many different ways. And so we're watching that. Eric and I are both really into the movie that's now in between of Wicked. So we haven't seen part 2, but we've seen part 1. And we enjoyed that. We do go to the movies from time to time. And we just started going back to the movies. We hadn't gone much since COVID, and we just, since our retirement, started going to movies from time to time. I also we just finished watching Shameless. He had not seen that series, and since there's so many episodes of it that it kept us going for a long time. So we just finished that off, and that's of course done. So that won't be happening anymore. We watched The Gilded Age. We watched the Star Trek series. So there's lots of stuff that we watch and we're really into. I watch a lot of period shows like Bridgerton and The Gilded Age and the Jane Austen stories, including the offshoots like Austenland and Lost in Austin and all of those. I watch, there's a show called The Paradise that is about a shop in London. And then Mr. Selfridge is very similar. We did the Downton Abbey thing. So I watch a lot of period shows. I really enjoy Tudor shows. And there aren't very many of those anymore. And I've seen all the ones that are out there. So that's my movie and TV thing that's going on. I've got a huge list of shows that I watch to see when they're coming on again. I've gotten off a lot of reality TV that I just really don't watch. I used to really enjoy 1,000-Pound Sisters. I used to really enjoy My 600-Pound Life. I used to watch, oh gosh, all kinds of shows that aren't weight loss related, but I've never been into the Bachelor shows or the Bachelorette shows or the Love Island shows or the real heart of reality shows. I don't watch any of the like the Kardashians or any of the family shows or anything like that. So I like shows that inspire me. I like shows that entertain me. I don't like really dark shows. I don't like a lot of really violent shows. I TV's my escape. I want to be entertained. So TV and movies, yeah, love them. Absolutely love them. I don't think I could be with a partner who was not into to watching TV or watching shows, because that's a big part of my life. What would I like to promote? Well, for one thing, this wonderful channel that I'm trying to build. Also, I have a lot of books that are available on Amazon.com. If you go to KatrinaRasbold.com, you can click over to my Amazon link. I also have a Substack, which is about, it's called Body of a Goddess. And the reference is that I have the body of a goddess, but it's the goddess of Willendorf. And it's about what it's like to be old and what it's like to be fat, and not in a negative way and not in a necessarily positive way, but just this is the experience of living that way. And I also have Crossroads newsletter, which is another Substack that I write, and those come out every Monday. I also have a Patreon, and on Patreon is where I do a lot of my classes, and also I do readings every week to give people a focus for the coming week. So that's what I do, and that's what I would promote. And of course, our main promotion is crossroadsoccult.com. You can also go to crossroadsoccult.net, and that's where Eric and I offer all sorts of magical services, including card readings and spiritual cleansings and spell work for people and rituals and things like that. We also have a huge inventory of magical products that we make ourselves, every single one, and empower. So they're really strong, really vital magical items, and all of those are available at crossroadsoccult.net and crossroadsoccult.com. Same website. What is on your bucket list? On my bucket list was go to Scotland. I did that in 2016. On my bucket list was go to England, which I lived in England for 3 years, but I didn't know this was in 82, 83, and 84. And getting into 85, I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know what to do. I didn't appreciate it enough. And so I didn't do anything while I was there. But I did get to go back in 2017. Eric and I went for our 20th wedding anniversary, and it was just an amazing trip. We loved it, did that. I got to go back to Hawaii, which I wanted to do, which was another really amazing experience, did that. I love to travel, but I've got a little dog now, and he gets really insane and despondent if I just go to the store. So I'm kind of cutting my traveling down a little bit. And so I don't have a lot of trips on my bucket list. I really can't think of any right now, of any place I'm really dying to go to. I wanted to go back to England a lot. I want to spend more time in Westminster Abbey. I want to spend more time at Hanford Brain. I can't think of what it's called, and I should, because I'm a Tudor expert, right? The hall that Cardinal Wolsey owned, that he gave um, to Henry VIII, Hampton Palace. There it is. I should know that. I'd like to go back and explore that a little bit more. And yeah, I would love to just go delve into that just a little bit deeper. But it's 14 hours in flight time for me, and that's a really long time, and I'm not sure that I would do that. I want to learn to play piano, and so far I have not been able to do that even a little bit. I own a piano. I've owned a piano since 2007, I think it was, that we got one. And I love having a piano. When the house burned, the first thing I thought was, I've got to have a piano, but I can't play piano. And I want to learn. And I've used a lot of different programs. Right now I'm working on Flowkey. And on Flowkey, I am getting better, but I'm still not very good. So other than learning to play the piano, what else? I think just have good days. I would love to be so financially secure that I don't have to think a lot about money. On my bucket list is to make sure that my kids are stable, happy, and independent, and living their best lives, and just to live out my days and just enjoy what I'm doing and what I'm about. So I don't have any more books planned. I was always wanted to write a book, and I wrote probably 30 or 35. I lost count. So I've done that. I've checked off most of my bucket list. And so I don't have a lot of really huge goals for myself or for my life. I'm just enjoying where I'm at and what I'm doing. So what is your favorite part of the day? I love the morning. I love when I wake up and blink and I'm still here for whatever reason. I still get to be here. And I love that part. And every day feels new and wonderful. And I go out and I look at the trees around me and I look down onto the valley and I feel the air. And if I'm watching the sunrise or I'm just stepping into the morning, I love that new beginning feeling. Now, the other side of that is I love the night because here at my house, we have a heavy wind that comes in through my bedroom all the way through to the other side of the house every night. And it's very refreshing and lovely. And when I go to bed at night, that wind is just kicking over me and it feels like I'm camping out. Now, I hate camping. I really hate camping, but I love that feeling of being outside. And I have that every night when I open my windows. It's a lovely temperature and it just feels really good. So, my favorite part of the day is the morning and the evening. I love both of those equally. To whom would you like for us to send some love today? Who would that be? My daughter's having a challenging day today, and she could really use our love right now. My oldest son and his wife are in the process of moving into a wonderful bigger place, and it's a lot. It's just the two of them, and they're doing that moving thing, which just sucks. So I'd want to send them some love, and just all of you folks that are out there and took the time to listen and watch this. I want to send you love too. So I'm just going to take a minute, breathe in, and just push that love and that magic and that sense of possibility and that perfect outcome out to everybody. So that's the Katrina Rasbold interview. And you'll be hearing those questions again with a lot of other people in the near future. Y'all take care now. Bye bye.